NEFU International has created the NE generation, bringing us the best opportunity ever. As the business developed, NEFU International expanded its network, spreading health and wellness from Japan to other parts of the world. Spearheading the leading trend with innovative products. With an undeterred goal of bringing wellness to others, we set trends by exploring future innovation and embrace life with the purest heart. The most beautiful moments are hidden in the clothes we wear. It doesn't matter if we are 5, 10, 20, 30 or 60 years old. Our clothes once showed our most beautiful moments at each stage of life, accentuating youthful memories in an effort to stop time. The innovative technology of NEORON helps to preserve our health, youthfulness and beauty, allowing long-lasting and youthful confidence to blossom. Experience the journey of youthful beauty through excellent heat insulation, superior moisture permeability, ultra-strong negative static electricity, negative ions, and outstanding flame retardancy. Let us unveil the secret in creating miracles in you. Live a beautiful and healthy life. NEORON Excellent Heat Insulation. NEORON fibers have low heat conductivity. They effectively prevent the loss of body heat and have excellent heat insulation. JIS L1096 testing methods for warmth retaining property method A is used to verify the NEORON heat insulation feature. First, the warmth retaining tester is set at 36 degrees Celsius and 30 by 30 centimeter test cloths made of different fibers are placed on the radiating plate. After 2 hours, the amount of electricity required to maintain the test cloths at 36 degrees Celsius is recorded. Then, the amount of electricity required to maintain the radiating plate at 36 degrees Celsius for 2 hours without any test cloths is recorded. The difference in the amount of electricity required between the two tests is the warmth retaining rate. The larger the difference, the better the warmth retaining rate. Through the test conducted by Japan Textile Products Quality and Technology Center, NEORON has a warmth retaining rate of up to 34.6%. Compared with wool, which is generally recognized as the fiber that provides the most warmth, NEORON's result is much higher. This shows that NEORON has excellent heat insulation and is highly effective in preventing the loss of body heat among other fibers. The NEORON's heat insulation feature can also be verified with a thermal mannequin test, which imitates a human body. The test environment is set to a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius and a humidity level of 65%. First, the temperature of the mannequin is controlled at 36 degrees Celsius. Shirts made from NEORON and cotton are put over the mannequin respectively, and the testing time is set for an hour. After an hour, a thermal imaging equipment is used to capture the shirt's surface. The fabric with good thermal insulation indicates a lower surface temperature and thus will appear blue on the imaging. The fabric with poor thermal insulation indicates a higher surface temperature and appears red. Through the test conducted by Unitica Garment Technology Company Limited's Research Laboratory Division, the result shows that NEORON has a lower surface temperature of 30.6 degrees Celsius, while the cotton shirt has a higher surface temperature of 31.7 degrees Celsius. Therefore, with a lower surface temperature, NEORON is a fiber that does not easily dissipate heat, keeping your body temperature consistent. In other words, NEORON has excellent heat insulation and helps prevent the loss of body heat. NEORON's superior moisture permeability. NEORON does not absorb water and it dries easily. Even after perspiring, it dries quickly, letting you stay fresh and comfortable at all times. This feature is verified through JIS L1907 testing methods for water absorbency of textiles, BIREC method. Different 20 cm by 2.5 cm fiber test cloths are prepared. A horizontal line is drawn 2 cm from the lower edge of each piece of cloth. The test cloths are fixed on a rod supported above the basin, and the height is adjusted so that the lower edge of each cloth is immersed in colored water. After 10 minutes, measure the rising height of the colored water from the drawn horizontal line. Each test cloth absorbs water up to the following levels. From the test conducted at Japan Textile Products Quality and Technology Center, it shows that the water level of the NEORON-made test cloth did not exceed the set line, which is 0 mm. In comparison with other fibers such as nylon, cotton and rayon, NEORON does not easily absorb water. Thus, weaving NEORON into fashionable garments or bedding will keep you comfortable. NEORON ultra-strong negative static electricity, negative ions. NEORON will generate negative static electricity and negative ions through friction by rubbing against the skin or other fibers. To identify the amount of negative static electricity produced by NEORON, a test is conducted based on JIS L1094 2014 testing methods for electrostatic propensity of woven and knitted fabrics. First, a fiber test piece is affixed on a rotating plate and a friction cloth, either cotton or wool, is positioned under the rotating plate. Each test piece is measured at 5 cm by 8 cm. The environment is set to a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius and a humidity level of 40%. After that, the rotating plate is allowed to turn for 1 minute to generate friction between the two pieces of cloth, and the negative static electricity produced is measured. Through the test conducted at Japan Textile Products Quality and Technology Center, NEORON can produce a great amount of negative static electricity regardless of whether it is rubbed against cotton or wool. The negative static electricity produced is between -3000 and -3200 volts. In contrast, rayon can only produce -1300 volts to -1600 volts of negative static electricity. Even the positive static electricity produced from friction between cotton can go up to 1700 volts. Therefore, NEORON can consistently produce negative static electricity through friction, which is much higher compared to the other fibers such as cotton, wool and rayon. This means that we can be surrounded by a large amount of negative static electricity by wearing NEORON products. Next, let us measure the amount of negative ions produced when a NEORON product is rubbed against the skin. First, the environment is set to a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius and a humidity level of 40%. A 20 cm by 20 cm NEORON test cloth is then affixed above the tester. The test cloth is left for 1 minute, then rubbed for 30 seconds. These steps are repeated 3 times and the data is recorded. Through the test conducted by Unitica Garment Technology Company Limited's Research Laboratory Division, the results show that the NEORON product can produce a great amount of negative ions through friction. Particularly, the NEORON cloth, which is made from 100% NEORON fiber, was proven to be able to produce a maximum average of 8,833 cc of negative ions. This means a great amount of negative ions can be produced by NEORON products. Wearing NEORON products every day and making it part of your daily life will allow you to experience all-encompassing care. NEORON Outstanding Flame Retardancy. NEORON fibers are flame retardant as they are able to contain the spread of fire. NEORON has been proven to be flame retardant using the following 3 tests. The first test is to test the limiting oxygen index LOI value. LOI is the minimum concentration of oxygen to support ignition and flaming combustion of the material. The higher the LOI value, the more difficult it is to burn. This test is conducted according to JIS L1091 Testing Methods for Flammability of Textiles, Method E. Under the standard, each test cloth is supposed to measure 15 mm by 60 mm. However, the size dimensions of the test cloth holders in Unitica Garment Technology Company Limited's Research Laboratory Division is different. 12 mm by 17 mm test cloths are used for this test. First, the oxygen concentration is adjusted for all test tubes. Then the test cloths, which are made of different fibers, are ignited. The LOI values are then determined based on the minimum oxygen level required for each test cloth to burn. If the LOI value is above 26, the fibre is deemed to be flame retardant and will not burn easily. Through the test conducted by Unitica Garment Technology Company Limited's Research Laboratory Division, the results show that NEORON has a LOI value of up to 36.8, which makes it more difficult to inflame compared to cotton, which only has a LOI value of 18.9. This proves that NEORON can effectively prevent the spread of fire. It has extremely good flame retardant properties and is an extremely safe fibre. In order to be certified as a flame retardant product by the Japan Fire Retardant Association, NEORON blankets and bed sheets must pass the 45-degree cigarette method and the 45-degree methylamine method tests to determine flammability. Blankets and bed sheets made of NEORON fibers are flame retardant products which have been tested and certified by the Japan Fire Retardant Association. The following two simulation tests were conducted by Unitica Garment Technology Company Limited's Research Laboratory Division based on flame retardant product performance test standards from the Japan Fire Retardant Association. In the 45-degree cigarette method test, 4 pieces of NEORON test cloths are prepared, each measuring 20 centimeters by 15 centimeters. First, a lit cigarette is placed in the middle of the 2 NEORON test cloths. Next, another 2 NEORON test cloths are placed above it. The test cloths are placed on a shelf inclined at 45 degrees and ensuring that there is no gap between the NEORON test cloths and the cigarette. 1 hour later, the top 2 NEORON test cloths are removed. Next, we measure the length of the carbonized area on each test cloth. The test results show that there is no flame remaining or still burning on the top and bottom NEORON test cloths. The flame did not spread towards the periphery of the test cloths. NEORON passed the test. In the 45-degree methylamine method test, different fiber test cloths are placed on a shelf, inclined at 45 degrees. The test cloths are ignited with a methylamine tablet. Next, we measure the length of the carbonized area on the test cloths. The results have shown that the average length of the carbonized area on the NEORON test cloth is 4.7 centimeters. However, the acrylic test cloth is completely burned. According to the Japan Fire Retardant Association, the passing standards for this test have to be within an average length of 8 centimeters or less. This shows that acrylic catches fire easily, while NEORON does not inflame easily, even if fuel is used in ignition. NEORON passed both the 45-degree cigarette method and 45-degree methylamine method tests. Thus, the Japan Fire Retardant Association recognized NEORON blankets and bed sheets as flame retardant products. These 3 tests have proven that the fire retardant properties of NEORON fibers are extremely high compared to other fibers. They can contain the spread of fire and are perfectly safe for everyday use. Health is the most beautiful aspect of youth. NEORON will take you closer to a better life. Neful International brings you timeless and youthful beauty, where you can live the best out of you. NE Generation, the era of enjoyment for your youth.